Hi, welcome back to Healthy Ambitions. I'm Dr. Tammy, and I'm here with the crew from the Truck Patch. And we've been talking about some really neat things and some things that you might want to look into tomorrow when the stores open again, just to go check out and see if some of those chronic problems that you're having can't be fixed with nutrition or health. I mean, I'm all about you coming out to the office and letting me charge you for an office visit and give you some expensive medicines, but if you can do it naturally, I think that's the way to go. So I'm really grateful these folks are here. We're just kidding that, but maybe not, that maybe next week we can do a part two, because there's so much to talk about. But I'm just going to let you kind of run with it a little bit more, Greg, because we're going to talk a little bit about the things that, the building blocks, basically, the most basic things that people worry about that could really help now.
Right. Well, I'd like to read just a couple lines about how all this is really becoming more popular. The World Health Organization estimates that up to 80% of the world still relies on herbal medicines as a primary form of health care. So we've kind of gotten away from it in this country, but researchers estimate in the next 5 years that up to 95–96% of all adults will be using some alternative method for at least part of their health care. So these things are going to become more and more popular for answers to some of their health questions. One of the most popular ones is that everybody in this country has been told to take just calcium because they know that bones are real high in calcium. And so everyone is being told to take X amount of milligrams of calcium. I have people come in the store all the time and say, my doctor said to take 1,000 milligrams or 1,500 milligrams. And they're trying to find it in one pill. And if you got 1,000 milligrams of calcium in one pill, you're going to get a very low quality compared to what you're going to find if you buy something that's an actual bone food that has all the elements that are necessary for building your bone. Your bones are not just calcium. So when they're taking the calcium, they're taking a low form of calcium. It's probably not going to absorb. Much of it's not going to become part of the bone, and they need so many other elements, especially magnesium. Magnesium is going to be pulled out of the muscles to try to utilize that calcium. And so it's real important to get a product like here's one that's called Bone Up, and it promotes bone density. And it has several elements in it, and one of the elements in it is an actual whole bone product. So it has all 20 to 25 different elements that are part of bone, all in one product that they can take that'll actually feed the bones. And so a lot of
vitamin D, does that have a vitamin D?
It'll have the vitamin D, and it's in the D3 form, so it's a safe form to help any other calcium that they're eating in their diet, and it has several other minerals in it. One of the problems is people just are given wrong information. They're only given partial information, and sometimes they don't know the whole story of how to actually build their immune system or build their bones. And that's why the whole store, if people change their lifestyle and start adding in more organic foods, more alkalizing foods, more fruits and vegetables, more whole grains, all these products are going to work so many times greater than just coming in and saying, my doctor said get a calcium product. Yeah. That's very limited at what they needed to know to build their bones.
Kind of like when they say, do I need a multivitamin? I say, well, if you could get your 12 to 15 servings of vegetables and fruit a day, no, you don't, but who does that, you know?
No, yeah.
But, you know, like you said, a lot of the multivitamins are such a poor quality that people don't really notice that they're getting anything, and they're not changing their diet. They think they can just get that in a multivitamin, and that's all they need. So
that's right.
A lot of misinformation out there, I think.
Right.
And you got the Mad Calm. I think that's wonderful. I have so many patients who love that for muscle aches at night and sleep and just...
Which is going to help balance out all of the excess calcium that's in our diet because of the milk products and everybody promoting to take calcium tablets. So we need, the heart beats 100,000 times a day, and it has to contract and it has to relax. Well, it needs magnesium to relax. So you don't want to ever become deficient in magnesium. Very important to help you sleep, help relax the nerves, relax the muscles, help insomnia, all types of muscle cramps. A lot of things are dependent on magnesium.
I often check a magnesium level on people who have constipation or problems with sleeping, and 99.9% of the time it'll be low. And of course that's all on a bell curve. So even if it's just low normal, that still may not be normal for them. And so I usually start there before I start getting the script pad out.
Almost
and,
everybody
going
can
with that.
benefit from taking
Absolutely.
some magnesium.
Absolutely.
Yes. Another thing is essential fatty acids. I mean, over the last 50 years, fat has been kind of attacked as being bad for the body, but they're called essential fatty acids. So your body cannot function properly without the essential fatty acids. Every cell of 60 trillion cells have to have healthy fatty acids to make a healthy cell membrane. So we're talking about every organ and gland, tissue in the body is dependent on these fatty acids. Cardiovascular health, cholesterol and triglyceride levels, blood pressure levels are stabilized by your essential fatty acids. Inflammation in the body.
And there's only so much room, so if we're eating the bad fatty acids, then
that's right.
Then yeah, we need the good ones to balance that out.
The proportion is that most Americans are eating 99% bad fat, and they're not getting the good fat. So fish oil and flaxseed oil, and there's certain companies that are real dedicated to quality.
That's what I want to make sure you talk about, quality fish oil products.
There's one company that when they press their flaxseed oil, they actually press it after we order it. It hasn't been sitting on the shelf for weeks. I know that Nordic Naturals, very high quality fish oil, Carlson's, they're micro distilled so that all the toxins that people are afraid of that might be in the ocean,
mercury and all
mercury
that stuff,
and other heavy metals, they make sure that they get rid of all those and test their products all the time to make sure. So they can be safe and provide the essential fatty acids that are good for brain health, for cardiovascular, like I said, inflammation, sugar problems, kidney problems. Everything in the body is actually dependent on healthy fatty acids.
And do you kind of feel it's important to, whatever their problem is, to sort of focus in on what nutrient they might be deficient in? Because I have some patients who have arthritis and bursitis and that sort of thing that I prescribe the fish oil for them for, but I find that 1 to 2 of the 1,000 milligrams is just not quite enough, but when they push the dose to like 3 or 4, they get much better. So do you kind of find that?
In fact, this week I've had several people come in and I ask them all the time, how many fish oil capsules are you taking? They said, well, I'll take 1 a day. I said, well, you need to be taking up to 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. I mean, we even have children that have ADD that are doing up to 6 to 8, equivalent, maybe a teaspoon or a tablespoon a day. So it's not going to harm them at all to take more, and they will get results with the inflammation.
They will. I see it every day. It's amazing. And they say, you're right. And I'm like, yeah. And I've experienced that myself, even with my kind of joint issues and stuff that I have. And if I get one, if I take 4 or 5 of the cheaper brands, I don't even notice it. Like if I took even 2 of the better brands, like the Carlson's
and they notice
and
that
the
they don't retaste them either.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I heard someone say
brands.
one time, if you poke a hole in your fish oil and it smells like rancid fish, that's not a good brand. It's not a good quality. So you don't want that fishy taste.
Yeah, we really look at companies, and that's how I learned, even in the health industry, is going to the health shows and meeting the owners, meeting the formulators, actually talking to naturopathic doctors that use these brands and promote them. And so you learn a lot about nutrition by going to the shows and meeting the owners and actually, looking at the labels to make sure that it's, the right ingredients. But the clients are the ones that are really going to tell you which things work and which ones they like.
Yeah. Now, are you there every day?
They're almost every day.
Almost every day.
Yeah.
Okay,
so they can get it.
So they can come in specifically
5 out of
ask
7
for
days
you.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, great. Well, they're telling me it's time, and I know I told you it's going to go really fast.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk them into coming back next week if they can. But if not, we're going to have them back real soon. So Truck Patch out on 62, the old Pizza Inn building. It's just easy to say that.
Open till 7.
Open till 7. So you that are working in the daytime, you have time to go after work and look around. And hey, that's good for me because I keep thinking I want to get over there.
For a lot of people.
So please, if you have any sort of health conditions, start here first. Check with these folks. See if there's something they can do to help you before you start going to the medications and all the side effects that come with those. Start from the ground root up. So anyway, go visit these wonderful folks. I thank you so much for being here this week.
Appreciate being here.
Tons of fun. And thank you all for being here, and hope you'll be back with us next week. Thanks so much.